Hey WEC staff, Alexia, boy, I miss you. This has been a really unique experience for myself and my family, and trying to figure out how to stay connected with all of you and our students and families that I appreciate and is my motivation for doing this job every day, has been a struggle. So I guess I want to ground this video in that I miss you, and you and the students and their families are why I do this job. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this now. And I also want to come with appreciation and a lot of gratitude for all of you in navigating this world and what this means for your teaching practice that you've known for less than a year, or some of you that have been in teaching for 20 years. This is a long time of learning and then having to redo and change something. So if anything, it's pushing us to get the skills in a different area and pushing us to grow and learn, and I have to stay in that place and appreciate that. Otherwise we'll get sucked into negativity, and that's just not helpful. It is what it is, right? This is what we have in COVID-19. It is pushing us to do something different and new, and I appreciate all of the work that you are doing, and our Shannon and Scott for helping lead your teams in this time, Alicia and Amy for supporting from behind the scenes and helping us organize. Thank you to all of you. And when we think about today, it's April 2nd when I'm recording this, and we are going into Monday, starting a whole new journey that you've worked hard to prepare for. What you don't even know is a thing, but it's going to be a thing on April 6th, and students and families are going to be ready and craving this attention and time of yours. And so with grounding us in that space for April 6th, that the students are relying on all of us to be 100%. I know that there's a few things that as district leaders we've tried to focus in, because there's a lot, and we've focused on the individualized distance learning plans and curriculum and pathways, how to support, what our check-in's going to look like, students that can have paper supplies and can't have Chromebooks or other technology, and how do we meet the needs, knowing there's various levels of tech skills of our students and our staff. So 5 things I want us to focus on for April 6th. 5 things. Number 1 is content organized and shared. So a clear set of lessons and content for the week of April 6th, and sharing that content that you worked so hard on. Share it with myself, your immediate supervisor, so Shannon or Scott, with the innovative instructional coach that supports you, and with John Voss. That has been an ask. He's putting all of these things together. Do not overthink this. We know that this is going to be learning, but that is step 1, is to share those with us. Step 2, I may not see, so I remember. Step 2, communication to students and parents. The number 1 goal is to build this relationship and how this looks different right now. And assess the skill level of students or families. We're going to learn this real quick as we start working with our students and our families, what we do or don't know, what they do or don't know. So be assessing that. Remember, you don't have to schedule 6 hours of instruction. That is not the expectation. Allow for breaks, activity, flexibility, encouraging these things. Inform students how to get started, and be really explicit about that. What we've learned from people who have done e-learning for a long time is that everything is really explicit. Step 1, open your calendar. Step 2, click on the 10 o'clock appointment. Step 3, join Hangout, whatever that is, right? Or step 1, take out the book. Step 2, go to page 30. I don't know, I'm making this up as I go. But be really explicit. You know how much hand-holding some of our students need, and you also know the students that are really independent. So err on the side of more direction to be clear and simple. Simple is better for directions. Consider making a welcome video like this. I'm being vulnerable right now. I'm creating a video for our staff. Consider making a welcoming video to share students reconnecting with something, from having a familiar face, a familiar voice, talking about what you're hoping, or some expectations for your class, something fun about, I don't know, what you've gone through in the last couple weeks, something. But consider doing something like this. Track attendance and contact and synergy. The expectation is you're taking attendance once per day for the students that you serve, and tracking it in synergy. There's also a notes section in teacher view. The expectation is that we're taking our notes of our contact. It's part of your educational record, so we don't want too much detail, but we want enough to capture the contact that was made with students and families. Meet with your teams. I wasn't counting. 2 is communication with students and parents. 3 was tracking attendance and contact and synergy. 4 is meet with your teams. So our scheduled program meetings, micro team meetings, remembering all the people that are part of this, our non-licensed, our OTs and PTs and speech language and social workers, school psych, remembering them in your team meetings. If something doesn't feel right, call a micro team meeting, and let's stay on top of this right away. And number 5, check in with each other and students regularly. Set those office hours or whatever that looks like for you, checking in and making a point to do that with each other and with our students and families. We'll talk about the 5 key things to work on after April 6th, but what we want to do is really get started for next week on these few things. So I appreciate you. I understand we're all in our different places. Some of us have little ones, some of us college age or adult students, some of us don't have any, some of us have loved ones that need our support, or we're all on different journeys right now. We're managing this all by being home and expected to do our jobs. I get it. I appreciate you. Thank you for all that you've done. And I hope that you go into Monday with excitement and willing to learn and try something new, because that is how we're going to be successful. Thank you.